Breaking news now on Fox News Channel. The Los Angeles Times and the Associated Press are now reporting Micheal Jackson has died in Los Angeles this afternoon. Fox News cannot confirm this, but Associated Press has just reported a person with knowledge of the situation says Micheal Jackson has died. Micheal Jackson, of course, the former king of pop, one of the most famous men on all the planet, who's had extreme ups and downs throughout his life, who at the age of 10 in 1968 was a member of the Jackson 5 when they signed with Motown, whose career has stretched across these many years, whose Thriller album changed the music world probably forever, and who has been through very difficult times with lawsuits and his own personal problems, his own skin and health problems throughout a series of 50 concerts across the United Kingdom to begin that were set to begin this July. Instead, they were pushed back 1 year in hopes of what he said would be a perfect concert tour. And now, as of 3:15 this afternoon, the Los Angeles Times is reporting that Micheal Jackson was pronounced dead at 3:15. That's 3:15 Pacific Daylight Time, 6:15 Eastern Time here on the East Coast. Micheal Jackson, dead this afternoon. Absolutely unthinkable. Micheal Jackson is one who had promised to have a comeback. Micheal Jackson had promised that he would be able to get this concert tour going again, but so many who were close to him and close to his family and close to his life were insisting his health was very frail. Geraldo reported a short time ago he had not hired choreographers, he had not hired dancers. There was simply no way to get this going. In the meantime, it had so many financial problems along the way. Micheal Jackson, hundreds of millions of dollars in debt, lost his Neverland Ranch, and now ended up moving to Bahrain on the heels of those child abuse charges, of which he was found not guilty in a court of law. Moved to Bahrain and then began this idea of another series of concerts. The United Kingdom is a place where he is still very much loved. In the United States, some of his star may have faded in some quarters, but not in the United Kingdom and not across much of Europe, certainly not across Asia. He is one of the biggest stars in all the world and maybe the most famous man in all the world. And the Los Angeles Times and the Associated Press are reporting he was pronounced dead this afternoon, 3:15 Pacific Time, 6:15 Eastern Time. Micheal Jackson is dead. Our chief Fox Report correspondent, Jonathan Hunt, is live with the rest of the story as we have it from our Fox newsroom in New York. Jonathan.
Shep, I literally just got off the phone with Jerry Greenberg. He was the president of MJJ Music, that is Micheal Jackson's label, from 1993 to 2000. I broke the news that the AP is reporting to Jerry Greenberg that Micheal Jackson had in fact died. He could barely speak when I told him that. He then said, "The world has lost a major talent." Micheal Jackson, Jerry Greenberg said to me, was right up there with Elvis Presley. He also said this is such a sad time for this to happen, because he told me that Micheal Jackson, who he had spoken to in the last couple of weeks, was so looking forward to doing those series of concerts in London. In fact, he was in LA right now because he was rehearsing for those concerts. I was told by Jerry that they had been rehearsing at the Forum in LA, but it simply wasn't a big enough venue, wasn't the right size venue. So they had moved in the last few days to the Staples Center in LA. And when Jerry first heard this news that Micheal had been taken to the hospital, he thought that he perhaps had collapsed during one of those rehearsals. As we know, that wasn't the case. He had collapsed while at a home in the Holmby Hills section of Los Angeles. But Jerry Greenberg, former president of Atlantic Records, then president of Micheal Jackson's own label under Sony, MJJ Music, says, Shep, that tonight the world has lost a major talent, right up there, in Jerry Greenberg's words, with Elvis Presley himself.